Hey you guys, it's your girl Jay. I decided that I will start doing my videos from TikTok and then send them over to you guys at my YouTube, because at least I can watch the timing and it gives me 10 minutes and it'll help me with my timing, so I'm not doing these videos that are drawn out and things like that. And it just kind of helps me to stay focused and stay on topic and things that kind of way. So I wanted to let you guys know tonight is a cam model mode. Keep in mind when my titles of my videos say cam model mode, is because I'm going to get in the way of talking about us girls in the business, us girls in the industry, as a sweet introduction for those that don't know what cam modeling is. And I often have to say it, or feel the need to say it, because people get it misconstrued with women that are webcam models, women that are OF girls, women that are on the blade, women that are 304s, whatever it is. There is a difference, and then within that industry, there are levels to it. And so I am a FET girl, F-E-T. You guys can do the rest, because again, this is going on TikTok, and TikTok is very particular about what you say on their platform. So I'm a FET girl, and not F-A-T, but F-E-T. So I cater to men that are into, obviously, nails, feet, things of that nature, anything, bushy girls that don't shave. In fact, I joined a platform where they were talking about, or I didn't join it, I was just listening in on a platform on TikTok, and they were talking about I'm learning how to just sit back and not be impulsive, and that I don't have to give my opinion or my experience on everything. Everybody don't need to know that I know what I know, that I know that I know, right? That kind of thing. So I was listening to the men talk about women who shave, and then the women talking about how, not, in other words, not every girl is a girl's girl. And if I sound hyper, you guys, it's because I've been sipping on my own homemade coffee that I got a lot more cream in there than you see coffee. If you see that at the bottom, that's honey. I was supposed to do the honey first before and mix it in with the coffee so it would melt. That didn't happen, but this is what we're working with tonight. This is the star, but this is featured. This is the featured guest in tonight's broadcast, okay, is this cup, because this is the cup I've had since I went to Starbucks, and my daughter was like, Mom, you need to throw that away. But I was like, no, I'm going to use it for my cam shows. And as a side note, yes, my grown children know what I do. Anyways, moving forward, which brings me to, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's that part too. But we're going to get into talking about my experience with jealousy. And now that I'm on the other side, I got my own place, my own little spot. In fact, let me get this ceiling fan going, because I'm already starting to sweat. So hold on, y'all. Okay, guys, I am back, and I decided to paint the girls. I took a quick break. I was like, let me paint them, because they weren't painted. I was like, it felt uncomfortable just using one hand. But so as I talk, they will dry. But so this is purple, and this is like a lavender that I got on your makeup. But anyway, so yeah, you guys, how did I experience jealousy for the first time ever in my life when it comes to other women? And that was because I was homeless, and I didn't have a home, and I would go online and I would watch other women do their shows from what looked like to be their own home, what looked like to be their own apartment. Now, of course, I've been in the business again for 15 plus years. I understand that a lot of girls that are working in the industry work from studios. They work from either physical studios that someone has turned into a cam studio, which could be their apartment. In fact, I'm so glad nowadays, but back in the day, when you talk about the T word, there was a lot of that going on with men forcing and making women be a part of the industry. So now in the industry, across all platforms of webcam modeling, it will say before you log into work, there is a portion that will ask you, are you working at your own will? Is anyone forcing you or coercing you into this business? And you have to be able to check. And of course, I'm sure it's the way the company is covering their butt as well. But at least we know that there's help out there. In fact, there is the site that I work for those that are familiar, Streaming, they have now therapists where you can connect to therapists for specifically women in the industry and regarding our mental health, which is A+. I'm so glad to see, and I hope that other cam sites begin to, or even women in the industry, I just want to see more and more of that as it relates to our mental health, because they go literally hand in hand. I mean, it's like, how could you be in the industry and not, and make sure that your mind stays with an understanding that this is your job. So just wanted to put that in the bucket. But I say all that to say, yes, y'all. So one day, I was logged into work, mind you, over at this man's house that I was couch surfing on. And remember, you guys used to see me just recently. You would see me in the background and the green couch and all that. That was not my place. I was couch surfing. So anytime I would log in, there was a chance that he would interrupt. That's a whole other topic. There was a chance that it became to the point where he would do things on purpose. He would know that I was logged in. He knew what I did, and he would try to sabotage or try to be loud in the background and things that kind of way. He wasn't always that way. But I think once he figured out that he had to live up to the fact that he said he was going to help me out and that it was platonic and I wasn't going to give him my body. And this is a whole other topic, y'all. But I'm going to come back and talk about it. Is there such thing as platonic, men being platonic friendships, especially when a woman is in need? I think a lot of times, of course, would I have taken that help if I had to have my own place? Would that have been my first choice? And of course not. And I'm saying that heavy on the of course not. And it wasn't peaches and cream. And so that's a whole nother topic. And I definitely want to come here and talk about it. Ladies, number one, have your own place. Number two, instead of going to a man or people, places, or things per se, go to, go to the professionals, the people that are put in place for you to get the shelter and what you need. Those, in other words, go to the people that get paid to help you. To get paid, that's what they do. Whether it's the government, whether it's a church, whether it's whatever, go to the people that get paid to help you with the resources and help you with what you need. Because anytime you go to a man, and I gotta say it, anytime you go to a man, it is never just because I just want to help you out. You're the damsel in distress. He's going to want a return on his investment, come hell or high water. And that's what your girl just came out of, just simply put. Moving forward. So here I am sitting, and I think this goes into the bucket when we talk about jealousy. A lot of times women are jealous of other women, and this is what I was feeling, because they are in an abusive situation, because they are being put down and talked about and dogged out or verbally abused and vocally abused by anybody, but primarily a man. So sometimes a woman can develop that type of jealousy for other women because maybe he compares her to other women and, things that kind of way. So this is all still in the bucket when I say I began, when I would sit at that man's house, go look at other women online, because again, this is something I taught other women to do. You want to look at other women in the industry to get inspiration. You're not trying to copycat them, but you're a newbie, so you want to see how it's done. Whereas for a woman who's been in the business for a while, I would go and watch other women, and there were moments where I'd get inspired thought, and I would think, oh my gosh, my place is going to look like that. I might do this. I might have that. I'm definitely going to have my lighting. I don't know what my theme or my aesthetic is going to be, right? So oh my God, you guys. I didn't study the women per se. I would study the women's environment. I would study their chairs. What type, were they in a gaming chair? Were they in a desk chair? Did they have a ceiling fan going at the top, right? What was their background aesthetic? And I would study every single girl that I would watch. I wouldn't care if she was sitting up there jugging in and ooging in her hoo-ha. I wasn't even interested. I'm looking over her hoo-ha going, what's that in the background? Okay, and I would write it down, right? And that was on my better days. But on my worst days, after dealing with this man, so I think it's all tied in there. After dealing with that particular man, I would instead of, sometimes it got so bad to where I couldn't log into work, and so all I could do was just go on and watch the other girls. So what had happened, what used to inspire me, because I think jealousy can be that way too, what used to inspire me, I started feeling inadequacy and feeling as though I could not achieve what they had. But baby, ta-da! I did it, right? I did it. It took enough drive in me. So again, me baking my grandbaby's cookies in an oven wasn't my only inspiration. My other inspiration for getting my place was because I would watch other people, other women, and we're honing in on this here. I would watch other women. Even it didn't even matter if they were making money or not. I didn't care if they was making the coins or succeeding. I know what my potential is financially in this business. But what I got jealous of was that it looked like that they had the freedom to log in whenever they wanted. It looked like that they could just lay on their bed whenever they wanted, something I didn't have. You hear me? It looked like they just had this freedom and they could just be their free self. And the biggest thing for me as an Aquarius is what? liberation and freedom, and the opportunity or the space to be in